I'm going to give you a brief overview of the breakdown template. As you can see, Noodle is running, so all we need to do now is double click the template to open. This takes us to the list or opening layout where you can choose to select the language you want to work in. Over here you can set the episode titles, so in this case episode 1 movie nights and the version. If you have multiple episodes, you keep entering the information down here. If you're working on a single project, you can just leave the episode number blank and have the one line of information here. Here you can enter the project details, title, company, director, crew, and your contact information. This window is common to all templates, so if you've entered the information here once, you can choose copy all, go to the other templates or any of the other templates and choose paste all, which will save re-entering all of this information field by field. Then, as you can see here, we already have some data entered into this template. As you can see, there's 18 scenes. Also marked down the bottom, total of scenes. We have 4 that have been marked as complete, 3 partially shot, 13 scheduled, 1 omitted, and 0 with an other status. As you can see here, the first scene of each act, the number is entered here, so you can edit that information to change your act start points. You can see here that we have the scene, episode and scene number. So the episode and scene is divided by a dash or separated by a dash. If you're working on a single project, you would just simply put in the scene number. And here's the location of the scene. You can see here that this scene has a 3 after it, which means it's been shot in 3 separate parts, or basically it's going to show up on the schedule 3 times. So in the database, in the template, we enter 3 times for the scene, which we'll show in more detail later. To display any scene in entry mode, we can just click on the individual scene. For instance, here's scene episode 1, scene 12, which is shot in 3 parts. So if we click on there, it'll take us to the entry layout, and we can see our parts 1, 2, and 3. We can see that one of them is partial, complete, and status. So you can see the shoot day and date that they're all shot on. So there's the location. You can enter synopsis information for each scene. We can have story day and story time. We can enter a page count, the estimated time if you're doing a pre-time, the actual time that you estimate it took when it was shot. It'll calculate unders and overs, and then obviously information of the unit that shot it, the shoot day, and the shoot date. So we can go back to list to see all other scenes. If we want to display all the scenes and parts, we can just click the Show All button, and that will take us to the layout with all records showing. As you can see down the bottom, we have more parts than we do scenes. That's to do with the scenes that have been tracked in 3 parts. So you can see a breakdown here of the parts. On the opening layout, it's a breakdown of the scenes. We can sort these records in various ways. We can click the sort by scene. We can sort by act, which is also in scene order, but this way we get a sub-summary with a subtotal and a running total for the acts. We can do a sort by parts, and this will give us a sub-summary and a running total for all the scenes, and so the scenes with 3 parts, you can see it gets a subtotal for the scene and a running total. Sort by date sorts us by shoot date, as you can see, same thing, subtotal and running totals. Sort by location, sort by time of day or story information if that data was entered, and sort by status. So we'll go back to sort by scene. Another thing that you can do here is you can choose to show and hide various information depending on what information you're tracking or what information you want to display in a report. So here I've got all information showing, including detail. This information, the detail headings, can be shown and hidden, and the edit details, you can change the names of the categories for the details. So we're going to hide that information. We also have the ability to add a scene, duplicate a scene, and delete a scene or part. That will copy into ProgressPort. We'll go into in detail later. So as you can see, we could hide, if we're not tracking parts, we could hide parts or show parts. If we're not doing a pre-timing, we can hide the estimated timing. And if it's a pre-shoot document, you may not want to include the shoot date and shoot date. So you have the ability to show and hide all the different information you want. So that gives you a brief overview of the breakdown template.